Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. All board members are present. Notices have been posted. Would you please stand for the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to tonight's board meeting. The board will be going into closed session after the regular meeting according to state statute 19.8, parenthesis 1, parenthesis C, to discuss the superintendent's performance and evaluation. Okay. Mr. Cooley, will you check to see if anyone signed in for delegations?
Nope.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time we are going to be recognizing Mr. Bruce Alton for 30 years of fire prevention education.
To the Chilton School District, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Evans.
Yes, Bruce has been coming to our school, both the elementary and middle school now. It has been 30 years. He's been in the fire department longer than that, but for 30 years he has been coming and taking vacation days to come in and with a team of other firemen and sit down with our kids from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade and talk about the importance of just not only fire safety, but talking about how you can make your home safer with evacuations and how to get out. And Nick, you probably remember, is all the way through that of them coming through and just taking their time to do that. And they take it they're so professional about it. And I believe that we have one of the finer programs that, because of the guys. And Bruce has organized this thing to come in. But I also want to tell you, I mean, Bruce is involved in so many other things besides just the fire department. Between Turkey Day Express, with the Lions Club, he's on several committees there helping out with things. He's on a couple other things throughout the city. He was on my golf tournament for juvenile diabetes for 10 years. He was on my committee with that. He's just always stepping up and volunteering for things, and kind of a quiet guy about doing that. He never wants to accolades, but I thought it'd be very important to have him come in and at least be recognized for this and all the hours and time that he commits to our kids in our school district over the years. It was on.
Here, let's put it.
I don't like the camera, so.
Oh, you're going to
Which way you want to do
Just
it?
can't have the back.
Okay, I got the plaque.
Put the plaque. And I'll shake your hand. Okay, there.
Tired.
And we don't shake your. Whoops.
One more.
Apologies, not too yet.
Nice.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Like I said, if we don't have to take the red trucks to the places, and that's great, because a lot of our guys, younger kids, accidents or fires, if they have to do the crispy critter thing, it's hard to take. It's tough, and I've done numerous of them over the years, and I've seen guys where they get to the scene and they can't take it, you know. So it's tough, and if we can do that where we don't have to pull any kids or parents or people out of houses or cars or whatever, it's something that we can stop, and that's great, you know. And I'm sure Jake knows what it looks like in some of the scenes and that, so. But, yeah, I do it because of that, and I told Gary when I retire, I'll probably still do it, so. From the fire department, so. Okay. I'm gonna leave now, thanks.
Okay, moving on, we also have a gift from the Harbor House.
Is he? What? You have a gift from the Harbor House Domestic Abuse Program. It's a monetary donation to the school district on behalf of Challenge Day, which is coming up on December 7th at Chilton High School.
Yes, so I organized, with the help of some community members, the Run 12 5K for bullying prevention, and we had our third year this past year, and we had over 610 participants, which was our record year. And our 2 prior years, we had about 550 each year as well, so we've had tremendous support. And this year, we are very blessed to be able to offer 3 schools in our area, the Hilbert School District, New Holstein, and Chilton, $1,000 for their Challenge Day initiative that's happening in December. So here's a big check.
That's why it'll take 2 of us to hold it. Let's just go like this, and then you can get your picture.
Maybe straighten the sign out a little bit.
Oh,
So not
There.
so
You want to come in a little? Thanks.
not as much glare that way.
Yep. Still a little glare.
tip it this
You want to
way.
tip it?
Tip it.
Yeah, there you go. That should be good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay, we also have a donation from Walmart. Dr. Martin, do you want to?
Sure. Walmart has made a donation to Chilton Elementary School of $1,000. This is being made out in 20 $50 gift cards to the staff members, I believe, to purchase school supplies and needed items for their classrooms. So we wanted to make sure that we thanked them as a sponsor of our school district and our students from a local employer. So thank you very much to Walmart.
Okay, moving on then to our consent items. There was an addition to the recommendation for retirement. You should have it in front of you. Joe Pop, middle school teacher, is added. With that being said, is there anything on the agenda that the board would like further discussion or hold or want separate action on? If not, then I would look for a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Got a first from Mr. Kreider, a second from Mr. Bailey to approve the consent items. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none.
Any changing anybody's mind?
Well, thank you for asking, but I think it's pretty solid.
Okay.
All in favor, then signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next up would be our superintendent's report.
Mrs. Lau, can you bring up the photos from Mr. Schromek? We have those that came in today. Mr. Schromek writes that the 6th grade has begun a school meadow restoration project, which will try to reestablish native wildflowers and other plants like milkweed to our meadow. In these illustrations, you'll see the 6th grade class planting milkweed seeds. Milkweed must be sown in the fall because the seeds must go through what's called cold stratification to break its dormancy. Basically, they must go through a cold period before they can sprout. Another goal of the meadow project is to incorporate native plants that butterflies use as hosts or nectar sources. We are planting milkweed because they are the host plant of the monarch butterfly, and our main focus is the monarch butterfly because of their huge decline in recent years, but all butterflies of any type are welcome to the meadow. Future classes will continue to reestablish different sections of the meadow in hopes that the plants take hold and begin to reseed themselves on a natural basis. So, those of you that may know Mr. Schromek, he started an in-home monarch butterfly factory this summer at his home, and then was releasing them out into the wild. So was taking a lot of credit and claim for any monarch butterflies that were in the Chilton area this summer, just so you know. So increasing the milkweed plant growth will really help. This in from Mrs. Joy Poffenroth. Mrs. P wears a lot of hats. She's a proud teacher, and this past weekend she was the proud host and the proud Wisconsin Choral Directors Association president. This past Saturday, Chilton High School and the English Center were hosts for an event called Singing in Wisconsin. This is an event that's held in 4 locations across the state on the same day with the same schedule. This year, the events were held in Chilton, Chippewa Falls, Wausau, and West Milwaukee. It's a choral festival for students in grades 5 through 12 who love to sing. They are then broken into 4 choirs based on age level, which are youth, young women, young men, and high school mixed. Rehearsals are held all day with a culminating performance at 4 p.m. Each group is conducted by an esteemed Wisconsin Choral Directors member from around the state. On Saturday, more than 350 students and about 40 teacher chaperones from as far north as Norway, Michigan, and as far south as Chilton came to spend the day making music here. Chilton High School sent 22 students to the event. 18 sang in the high school mixed choir, 4 sang in the young women's choir, and the concert was attended by approximately 450 to 500 people. All throughout the day, they heard comments about how beautiful and fantastic our facilities are, how accommodating our staff was, and what a wonderful experience the entire event was. She wants to give a special thanks to the following people. Mr. Russ Routman, who co-hosted the event and went over and above the call of duty to make sure all was right with the facilities and attended to any needs throughout the day. Mrs. Julie Birschbach, her and her staff worked to provide lunches for 400 people, as well as breakfast and coffee for adults. I heard nothing but rave reviews and compliments all day for our food service. And Mary Beeple. Mary was the custodian on staff during the event, and she was phenomenal. People were so impressed that the chairperson from the event, from Pulaski, acknowledged Mary at the concert, and she received a round of applause. Overall, the event was a giant success, with all of these people helping to put Chilton School District's best foot forward. In fact, by 9:40 a.m., the participating directors were requesting that we host again next year and every year after that. So, very successful event held for the first time here, and looks like it may be returning. This in from Mrs. Kelly Main. She has several things she wants to share. Her 7th grade technology classes this year have a theme. The theme is community service. This year they added value to the lessons and the students are eating it up. She says our first group raised $488 for the patients at St. Jude's Hospital. They were able to raise this money through a bake sale, at a rummage sale, and a money war between the 7th grade homeroomers. Currently, a group is running a food drive to donate to the American Red Cross for needy families, and we have at least 3 students volunteering their time to help with the Thanksgiving Day Express at the Eagles Club. She also writes that FBLA is growing. Last year, we had 73 members, including 14 graduating seniors. This year, our membership is at 89. Over the summer, some of our members got together to make paracord bracelets in honor of Austin Barrett and Donna Bartel. They come in white, black, or hot pink with a lime green cancer awareness symbol, and all proceeds from the sale of these bracelets go directly to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Cancer Society. These bracelets are now being sold in the Tiger Stand. Chilton High School was selected to participate in the Microsoft Information Technology Academy for free during the 2015-16 and 2016-17 school years. Through this program, our school will offer high school students the experience to acquire valuable knowledge. A student who acquires this technology knowledge will be on a pathway to demonstrate skills that are in high demand and attain an industry-recognized certification. The Academy provides industry-leading training resources and Microsoft certifications to enhance employability and college readiness and encourage lifelong learning. And she provided a video about the Academy. This in from Kim Teagues. She says, I've been privileged to work with Jennifer Hallbach, Sarah Heinen, and Kelly Main in our middle school Lego League. These 3 ladies have freely given of their time to help program Lego robots to overcome obstacles, arrange for experts to come and talk to students about this year's theme of trash, and they organized practices. The students have worked extremely hard and competed at the Lego League competition this past Saturday. Though they may not all gotten a specific team award, as the Lego League values say, what we have learned in the process is more important than what we win. I cannot be more happier to work with such great students and colleagues in this adventure. Melissa Ebert writes that she would like to congratulate all those that assisted with the Veterans Day program. The music for the day was outstanding. The respect and behavior from all students is to be commended. It's a great program that we can put on each year for our community and our veterans. Jane Schaefer, elementary teacher, writes that conferences which were held last week went extremely well. Many positive comments about looping from grade 2 to grade 3. Mrs. Schaefer moved with her 2nd grade class up to 3rd grade this year, and that term is called looping. She says she was happy to hear those comments. She agrees. I have only seen positive effects from looping. The first day of grade 3, we as a class have been able to take over from where we left off, and we were able to either review or skip routine organizational steps at the beginning of the year. Mr. Bartos writes that on Thursday and Friday of this week, which was last week, the Chem 2 students presented their science demonstrations to the 1st and 4th grade classrooms. I think we have some pictures of this. Demonstrations included teaching students the science of making ice cream, the states of matter using cornstarch and water, air pressure using eggs, balloons, and bubbles, chemical reactions, and the colors of light. Always good to see older students working with younger students engaged in really good learning experiences. Diane Munch, middle school English teacher, writes, the following 7th grade students placed 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the local Patriots Pen writing contest sponsored by the VFW. They are, help me if I mispronounce any of these names, Daniela Capetillo, Ashley Vandischlaut, McKenna Stecker. The students will be receiving plaques and prizes at the VFW December meeting. The first place winner's essay will then go on to the district level competition. I couldn't be prouder of the hard work of my students and all that they put into this writing piece. And this in from Mrs. Brown. She writes, kindergarten has published a classroom book. We did rough drafts and final copies. We learned about illustrations and being an author. Everyone in the class did their own pages, and it will be bound in hardcover. We wrote what we were thankful for and illustrated pictures to go along with it. Parents were able to purchase copies, and we are excited to celebrate in our class once we get our final book mailed to us. So great experience for our kindergartners. Faye Kolba also writes about parent-teacher conferences. She asked that I share this at the board meeting. She said, during conferences, I listened to parents of 2 new families of the district talk about how moving their families to our district was the best move for their children. They are impressed with the services and the help their children are receiving. Yes, we all work really hard in this district, and it does show, and it was certainly very nice to hear about it. And this is a thank you note that Mr. Routman received. Apparently he gave a tour, a backstage tour to some...
A whole school tour.
A whole school tour?
Mhm.
Are these folks, they live in the district?
Yes, Shirley and Ken was away.
And this is their...
Foreign exchange student from, I think, the mid to late 70s.
Oh, back
That was back for a visit.
back to visit. Just wanted to thank you again for the time you spent and the wonderful tour of the school that you gave us. We were all very impressed and amazed at what small town Chilton has to offer in its educational system. And we enjoyed seeing the role that you play in all of that. Congratulations on your efforts and success, and thank you again. And that is my report.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Martin. Okay, moving on then to old business, President's report. As you can see what the reminders are, convention, board elections, and the school district will be closed during the holiday season. So yeah, just read it, and if you're going to the convention, just let them know. Okay, moving on then to our student board representative, Mr. Nick.